What's good, High State? We want to welcome you to another episode of Slap Radio. We're over here at Primophonic Studios. Shout out to DJ Sub-Zero. And you know what to do, support local everything, and that includes local studios. Right now, we're over here with Soso Diosa, and we're about to find out a little bit more about her. She's about to drop a project on October 7th. It's going to be an EP, and it's going to be available on all digital outlets. So with that being said, you started off playing piano,
Yes.
right? So you said earlier that you learned actually how to read music before you actually read words. Is that right? So what age did you start?
I started playing piano when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And then when I learned piano, of course, I learned to read music. And from that, that's how I learned how to read as well.
Wow, that's pretty amazing actually. And then from there, you just started. How did you get into making your music from then on?
So I wasn't in school yet, so I was home a lot. And once I started learning piano and I could read, I started writing poetry. And I put the poetry together with whatever I would just improvise and play by ear and arrange on the piano. So my poems went with my piano. And as next thing you know, it was just songs.
So from that point, how did you get into a actual recording process in studio to record your pianos and your poems, poetry?
So how it worked is, as I got older, I just kept books of my own original music, and I had like those old computers at home, and I would just use like the sound recorder, and I would record myself playing, and then I would record it myself singing over it again. So it was just like, yeah.
So growing up in Waianae, you're from Waianae side, Miley.
Yes.
How has that influenced your music?
That influenced my music more so as a songwriter, just because of what I see with life. Like in Waianae, things is just, it is what it is, and it's straight up. And so that influenced my lyrics as a songwriter. That's how I just grew up writing. It is what it is, and I'm just very straightforward with that.
So you mentioned that you were also performing in 2010 around Chinatown area. That helped hone your skills as well?
Yes. From there, so I was performing a lot of covers of songs that people already knew and loved. And from that, I kind of learned that you cannot just perform and put out what you like. Like I learned when I was performing, I gotta get my crowd to interact. I want them to sing along with me. So you kind of have to cater what you create to a targeted audience. So that's what I learned from that.
I see. So let's get into your EP. And how important is it with working with an engineer on making sure your ideas come to life?
It is so important. I will not settle for less. I want what I want, and if it's not what I want, I don't care how long it's going to take, how many days, weeks, months, how irritating and frustrating it's going to be. Like, I'm not going to settle for less. I want to hear what I want to hear. It has to be what I want, because I'm not going to be investing my heart and my time and my talent just for people to not hear the best of me. So it's very important when I work with an engineer to get it down to the T.
So let's shout him out. Who is the engineer on this record?
DJ Sub-Zero.
Shout out to DJ Sub-Zero, Primophonic Studios.
Or Sub-Z DJ Extraordinaire.
Okay. Shout out Stone Groove Radio, yeah, for sure. So how did you guys connect?
So I was performing around town, and I met a rapper named Qualified. And he really wanted to work with me, and he wanted to have me on one of his projects. So he had me come to Sub Studio, Primophonics, to record that song. And then that's how I met Sub.
I see. And you both collaboratively produced the EP as well, which is called High. Again, October 7th is coming out. So you guys both produced it. What was that experience like? Because when I listen to the music, it's especially the two records that I heard, the 96792, also the 96792 with the remix with Mac Foreign, Hot Records, and then your favorite record, of course,
Beautiful Storm.
Beautiful Storm. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But I noticed that it's very well vocally produced. One, it's mixed very nicely, and then the beat chops on it is it's interesting how it goes from the beginning to the end. And most music stays pretty stagnant, but yours is exciting in different ways. Talk about that production, how you guys collaborated to get that idea out.
So I just always come in with an idea, and pretty much my thought process when I make my music is I get a beat, and there's certain accents in that beat with whoever made it, and I need to accentuate it. I take advantage of it, and I just like really just amplify that feeling in that beat with my vocals. And so I want the engineer to chop it up and like make it punch really hit you. So I come in, and if I have an idea, it sounds stupid, it sounds crazy, but I'll tell Sub, make it go cat cat boom right there. I just have to imitate or mimic whatever's in my head. But he's like, I'm already doing that, and like, so that's just how it works for everything.
Wow. How long did it take you guys to produce the record? Hi. Yeah, it's the EP.
Or the EP? It took about 8 months total to finish the whole EP, which consists of 7 tracks.
So you mentioned about how when you first came to Sub, you had an idea of your song for your favorite song that's on the EP, and you recorded everything at your home actually. How did you do that? What programs did you use?
Okay, so I mean, I have a MacBook Pro, and that comes with GarageBand. It's free. So I just kind of went in with that. I went in raw, and I just laid down all my background vocals. I remember it was crazy. I did it all in one day. I had to shut all my windows, turn off my AC, turn off the fans, keep the cats in one room, wait for the garbage man to drive away. Like, I'm just like in my living room, just track for track, like vocal for vocal. And from that, what I did is I took that performance version of the song, and I was performing that song at different rap shows here on the island. But the song was never finished. So when I came to Sub, like, we still needed to record the actual lead vocals.
I see, which you guys did, and it sounds amazing because it's a real R&B type record, right? So yeah, very hot. So October 7th, what else can we expect dropping with that?
Okay, so along with the whole EP, I'm gonna be having the music video for one of my tracks on there, 96792. That music video will be dropping the day the EP is released, and there will be some other music videos for some of the other songs as well.
Okay, is there any features on this EP?
Yes, I have one feature, and that's on the 96792 remix. It's featuring Mac Foreign. He was just a special co-star in my original music video, and from there we made a remix. So
it was sort of it was interesting how you and Mac Foreign met, because you needed somebody to be a part of your video. So how did that whole thing happen? Because the remix happened.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
So my song 96792, that's Wine I needed a guy in the music video who looked and was the part. Looks Wine walks Wine dress, all that. And I was just asking around. I asked a friend, hey, do you have any guy friends who could be in my music video? And one of them was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask Mac Foreign, that's my friend. I never asked for him. And then so I was like, all right, cool. And then it's like, oh, I didn't hear back from him, blah blah blah. And it was like so close, like 2 days before my video. I'm stressing like, oh, still don't have a guy. So I asked my homegirl who lives in Waianae, I was like, sis, do you have any cousins or something that could be in the video? And she goes, oh yeah, plenty. And she goes, oh, you know what? Let me ask my cousin, Mac Foreign. Like, and then she asked him, and he said yes. So I never asked for him specifically. I just wanted a dude that looked like he's from Waianae. But all these different people's like, oh, let me ask him, and it happened.
So he came to the shoot. What happened? How did you guys get the collab in on the record?
So he got to the shoot, and it was like, oh, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And then we was vibing, we was shooting, and then he told me, he's like, hey, let's do a remix to this. I was like, okay, cool. And then next thing you know, I had him come here to Prima Phonics and we recorded the remix.
Nice. You're really repping hard for Wina. How is it important to you to rep where you're from?
It's very important because where I'm from made me who I am today. So, and it's such a, that town has such a reputation, you know, of just people who don't care about life, who just act certain ways, and like, it's very rare that people from there make it and do big things and follow their dreams. So I have to make it known where I'm from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where exactly in Waianae are you from?
Miley.
Miley. Yeah, so shout out to Miley. Shout out to the whole West Side. Shout out to 96792. They're doing big things. Soso Diosa. October 7th coming soon. You also have the music video is shot by DJ Idea.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. So make sure you check her out. How can people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me mostly through Instagram, Facebook, just those outlets. Yeah.
Okay. And what's your handle?
Soso Diosa.
Soso Diosa. Okay. Sounds good. Is there anything else you want to add?
Anything else I want to add? Just I really look forward to you folks hearing my EP. I worked really hard on it. I want all my listeners to really relate to my music and feel loved in all types of ways. This is all about self-love, confidence, and being true to yourself, and I really hope you folks feel that listening to my EP and just enjoy it as well.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Soso Diosa, Slap Radio. All right, we're here with the infamous DJ Sub-Zero, owner, operator, and engineer of Prima Phonics Studios. I'm about to tap in a little bit about working with Soso Diosa on her EP that's released on October 7th on all digital outlets. So make sure you tune in, keep it locked. So, how was it like working with Soso Diosa?
It's pretty cool. Like I said, she does her thing. I like dealing with her. You know, she's an artist with a vision, and you know that helps. It makes my job easier. So, and she's talented. She's that triple threat: singer, songwriter, performer, producer.
Yeah, it seems like you guys vibe real well in the studio, just from the little glimpse of what I saw.
Yeah.
Was that from the jump?
Yeah, you know, great minds think alike, you know, so, you know, I would say, like I said, she makes my job easier because she has a vision of where she wants to go. So that's half the battle right there.
Is that what separates her from a lot of the other singers?
99% of the singers out here, I would say 99% of the singers out here can't, they don't have that vision. They might be classically trained, or maybe it's, you know, they have that natural gift, but it's very it's a specific skill set that they have, and it doesn't lend well to being an artist, in my opinion. Like a true artist, you know, they have vision and they know where they want to go with it. You know, you could be talented, but I mean, vision is just as important as talent, in my opinion. And she has vision.
At what point in the project were you like, okay, she's different, and she has this vision?
I would say this is from the very first time we met. Like I said, most singers I've dealt with, you have to kind of direct them to, like, I want a specific thing, and they, I can do that, and they'll do it. But that's what I don't necessarily like that, because that's not what I want. I would like to deal with somebody that has a direction, or you could say just do what you do, and then I sort through it. You know, I prefer working that way. You know, she gives me a lot to work with.
So she was present during the mixing process as well. How did that whole flow go?
Like I said, she's one of those artists that really knows what she wants. So instead of, like, normally how I work is that I'll mix a record, send it to somebody, and say, okay, I don't like that, I like this, change that, and send them back another version, you know, going back and forth. But she is so particular about everything that it is more efficient for her to be part of the process as we doing it. So it's less back and forth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And there's not many people like that. Most people don't care about. I mean, they want a few things, but they don't really care. Like she has, a very particular idea about everything, so, and it has to fit that, or it's not gonna come out.
So you've been recording for how long?
Man, owning studios probably since 2006. Been recording at this level, since 2006.
And you can check out all of his plaques that's on the outside. I'm about to give you a little glimpse about that, but he's got many records that he has mixed, produced, been a part of. He's also a DJ and also a producer as well.
Yes.
So you guys gotta look forward to listening to this project because it was co-produced by the both of them. They put it together. When I listen to it, even the chops that's inside of the beats, that's what impresses me, because a lot of times music just sort of stays flat at this moment in time, but there's a lot of different variations and all that, which is also a co-production of both of you, right?
Yep. Like I say, the recipe is she has a vision. She says, I would like to see this or hear this, and then I find a way to make it happen.
How can people get a hold of you, sir?
They can't. Nah.
Well, that's kind of true because he actually booked all the way out through the year, and you got to keep in mind it's still COVID right now.
Yeah, I would say the best way to get a hold of me is through somebody else, because I don't, like I said, what something like what me and Soso has is I try to cultivate that with everybody I deal with, because if you're gonna be in a room with somebody for a long period of time, you have to kind of like them. Or it makes it hard, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of particular. I mean, I give anybody a chance. I mean, whether talent is not really relevant, is what we can create together, But yeah, most of the people I meet is through other people. You can try to hit me up on Instagram. It might take a while for me to hit you back because I only look at it like once a day. That's basically it. Like all the social medias, like I said, I might not get back to you when you want to, but I'll get back to you. And so but it's not guaranteed we're gonna work.
So in short, you got to know somebody to know somebody that knows somebody to get a hold of this man here. Anything else you want to add?
No. I would say just be true to you. Do you. I'm doing me. You know what I mean? Don't be fake. Don't try to do something that you think is hot. Do what you think is hot. You know what I mean? That's the best advice I can give anybody.
I don't even got to say anything about that afterwards. That's closing right there. But I'm going to close anyway. SlapReady.com. Make sure you check us out. Shout out to Levosity. Shout out to the crew. And stay tuned. Keep it locked.